الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم تقبل منا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مبرورا، واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا مرحوما يا أرحم الراحمين، وتقبل منا وتب علينا يا أكرم الأكرمين. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today, inshallah, we're going to speak about the scale. The scale is one of the things that it is part of the unseen world. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about it in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Anbiya, ayah number 47, وَنَضَعُ الْمَوَازِينَ الْقِسْطِ لِيَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ فَلَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَإِنْ كَانَ مِثْقَالَ حَبَّةٍ مِنْ خَرْدَلٍ أَتَيْنَا بِهَا وَكَفَى بِنَا حَاسِبِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in this ayah of 47 of Surah Al-Anbiya that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to set up the scales in the judgment day. And those scales of the judgment day, they will weigh all the deeds that a person can do, and it's a guarantee and promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that there's no transgression or unfairness is going to be done to anybody. You see? So this is the scale. The scale is so big. The scale is so accurate. Besides it is big, it is accurate. And also it is part of the unseen world. The unseen world has a rule. The rule of the unseen world is you do not have to ask how. There is no how with the unseen world. How is that scale? How is this? The description of it? We don't know. Because it is unseen. Anything that belongs to the unseen world, you cannot ask how. There's no how. We don't know nothing except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us about it. Everything you do, it will be in the scale. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated, فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. Ummuhu here, it says like the one who is holding you, the one who is, taking care of you. وَعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. And that's a description, is a severe one for the people who they understand, especially the Arabs. They understand what that means. So the hellfire will be like his mother is going to hold them. Okay? The person who does not have good weight in the scale. So what do we need to understand is all of our deed will be weighed. That's fact number one. All our deed will be weighed. And the Prophet ﷺ, in the hadith that is reported, that he used to go, when he used to go to bed, the first hadith on the pamphlet that I gave out, that the Prophet ﷺ, you ask Allah, when he goes to bed, وَثَقِّلْ مَوَازِينِ, make my mawazeen heavy, make it to my favor. So we do that. So in this session, and only in this session, we're going to wrap up everything about this particular subject. We spoke about it for a week before, or some of it the week before that. But today, inshallah, we're going to wrap it up. The subject is very beautiful. The subject is very important. And the scholar says everything is going to be weighed in that scale. What is my job? My job is I am like a merchant. If I can deal with commodity that will bring me a lot of profit, I'm not going to waste my time selling peanuts, which is going to give me small profit. So I need to learn what the things that I need to work with in order for it to bring me good return. Logical. So we're trying to learn what we should do to make more benefit, to make the things that will be heavy in my scale. Like for example, even though I'm going to be ahead of myself, but let me bring you an example. For example, here's a guy who is going to work in a prayer and fasting. That's a good deed, right? But here's a person who has less amount of prayer, less amount of fasting, but he has a good moral value. If we put both of them in the same scale, who's going to be heavier? The one who has more salah and more siyam, or the one who has better and more moral value? The Prophet ﷺ said, أقربكم مني مجالسا يوم القيامة أحاسنكم خلقا. The closest one of you to me on the judgment day, the scholars stop by this hadith for long. They say, he didn't say the highest of you in salah, the highest of you in siyam. The Prophet ﷺ said, أحاسنكم أخلاقا. Now here is telling you that husn al-khuluq, having good moral value, being good to the brothers, being good to the neighbors, being good to your friends, will weigh in your scale more than if you spend your time in salah. Another proof for the same idea, group of people or ladies came to the Prophet ﷺ. She said, Ya Rasulullah, we have a lady who is so much in good deed. Siyam, fasting, this and that. But that lady, تؤذي جيرانها. It will harm, she harms her neighbors and her friends. Immediately the Prophet ﷺ said, هي في النار. She is in hellfire. We spoke about it before this hadith, that she is not perpetually for hellfire, but she's going to be tortured in hellfire. When she gets purified, she will move to Jannah because she is muwahida, because she is Muslimah, because she is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's why she prays and fasts. The same group of people, they told the Prophet ﷺ, we have another lady who does her regular salah, she does her regular siyam, but she's very good to her neighbor, very good to her friends. He said, هي في الجنة. She's in Jannah. So again, here we're talking about husn al-khuluq, okay? Helping others. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu was making i'tikaf in the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's Ibn Abbas. A guy came and asked him for help. He got up and he started moving out of the masjid. The guy told him, Ya ibn ammi Rasulillah, your cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, did you forget that you were in i'tikaf? He said, no, I did not forget. But I know from this, the owner of this grave, min sahibi hada al-qabr, which is the Prophet ﷺ, I have learned لأن أمشي في حاجة أخي خير لي من أن أعتكف في هذا المسجد شهرا. To go out and help my brother in whatever he needs is better for me than to make i'tikaf in this masjid for a whole month. That also tells you what is heavy. As I said, I'm a Muslim, I have to have a target, more than one target. Target number one, and this is not going to be all in one session. There are going to be consecutive sessions according to the sister who planned for this meeting. According to her, we can do that, inshallah. Target number one, I need to find out what will be heavy in my scale in order for me to do it. I need to learn this, okay? The second thing, I need to know the most lovable things to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we used to be in ICK, we spent about 2-3 sessions. أحب الأعمال إلى الله. We need to learn about those. This is target number 2, is to know the lovable things to Allah and the things that we need to do to make us Allah, to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us. We need to do that. تقرب إلى الله. The third target we need to target on and pay attention to it is that this target is two types. Type A, type B. Type A, I need to make good deed that will be labeled under hasanatun jariyat. That good deed will be generated and keep working for me, whether I am asleep or whether I am dead. I need to have investment going on. And those investments, hasanatun jariyat, remember this, those could be done by teaching somebody, publishing a book, paying donation for school, paying donation for ta'lim Quran, doing anything that will keep working. It's like an investment exactly. Do some kind of investment. It is for you. Don't depend on anybody. Do not depend on anybody. A lot of people, they write a will. They tell their children, do this after me, do this after me. Do not depend on them. Do it yourself. Spend money, open a well. Somalia, Algeria, Sudan, somewhere in needed for the Muslim. As long as this well is working, producing water, you will have that. You will have that benefit. Spread the good reputation. Whoever remember you or whoever see you make dua for you, whether you are here or not. A lot of people, like for example, I'm saying it and I'm proud of it. I pray for Akhi Abu Hussein, Hassan Shatara. This guy is, whenever you need him, he is there. He's always there. I pray for him. I pray for all the people who they affected me. Abu Ismail al-Qadi, he sits there. Hamamat al-Masjid, I try to do like him. In my heart, I pray for him. I pray for my teachers. I pray for the people who were nice to me. I pray for anybody who done me a favor. And I will do that maybe for the rest of my life. For my sheikh, for my mashayikh. Every salah between the two sajda, every salah between my two sajda, I pray for them. Because they're the one who taught me. They're the one who made me pay attention to things. Those people, they have big favors on me. I'm not going to forget. So maybe some of them are dead, but I still pray for them. How many of us students, they pray for them? Make hasanat jariyat. Find a way to make hasanat jariyat. Find a way to make investments. This is part A of the third target. Part B of the third target is stop anything that will eat up your hasanat. When we have a problem, if we got an accident, we go to the doctor, the first thing he will do, أوقف النزيف الداخلي. If he has bleeding, stop the bleeding, right? Stop the bleeding of your hasanat. Don't do anything that will people copy you. People will imitate you. Don't say anything that bad that will people remember you with that thing is bad or they imitate you. A lot of us, whether you know it or not, somebody might look up to you. Do not do anything that those youngsters, they said, well, a brother so-and-so is doing this, I want to be like him. The smallest example of that, smoking. Father is smoking, children go smoking, teacher is smoking, students learn from him to smoke. A good person in the community does something wrong, people will do like him. Lousy mouth, cussing, dirty tongue. A lot of people imitate. Well, I like the way he talk. I like the way he act. You know, stop the bleeding and the running of your hasanat. And more so, like Imam al-Shatibi rahimahullah said, Tuba. Listen to this, it's beautiful. We made a khatira on it. Tuba. Tuba means congratulations. The Tuba means it's good news. Tuba means it is glad tidings, put it this way. To the person who died, Tuba liman mata wa matat ma'ahu dhunubuhu. That means he does not have any thinks that eating up his hasanat. Those people who they make songs in TV, or they make bad movies, or they make this, they die. Until today, you'll flip up on TV, you find movies are black and white. Everybody in that movie is dead. Everybody in that movie, they have those bad deeds going back to them in their grave. سيئات جاريات. So this is the target we have to do. A lot of our scholars, they had another title. If you search it on the internet, you will find beautiful scholar. They have a beautiful subject about it. They call it in Arabic, تطويل عمرك الإنتاجي. عمرك الإنتاجي. The producing period of your life, make it prolonged. You see? So you're working. It's like somebody, I can work for $10 an hour. Okay? I work, the most I can work is $10, 10 hours a day. At the end of the day, I make $100. But if I make company and I hire people to work for me, the more people I hire, the more people they work, the more people they produce, the more I have in my pocket. I am the same person. I either choose to work on my own, or I either choose to make a company, investment company, that will make everybody work for me. Imagine Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, how many books he has, how many students he has. Millions. Millions. All of those people, they said, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said in such and such book. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said this and that. Millions of people, they're making dua, said rahimahullah. You see? Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. So and so radiallahu anhu. You're making dua. 1,400 years later, millions of people, they mentioned the name of Abu Hurairah, they said radiallahu anhu. Just imagine in his grave what's going to him. Tons upon tons of good deed. Those people have made investments. What is your investment? You're gonna die. We're all gonna die. When you're dead, the good deed will stop. It shouldn't. Do something according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving you. According to your potentials. Make investment what is going to come to you after you die. Most of us, we make investment in our children. It's good. It's not enough. You need to do more. In your children, in your school, in your masjid, in your work. Do something. I don't know what you can do, but do something. So those are the target that we need to focus on. The purpose of all of these things is to make our scale heavy on the judgment day. فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. Okay? All of us are going to pray. Alhamdulillah, we are all in the masjid. There is a difference between I pray in jama'ah and take 25 or 27 times, or I pray at home. You're going to pray. But you either come to the masjid and make it 27 times, or you pray home, or you take it one time. Put it into your calculation. You don't have time to pray 27 times in your home. So might as well spend 5 minutes coming to the masjid. Coming to the masjid will give you a lot of benefit. First of all, every khatwa, according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, every step toward the masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يحط عنك خطيئة. And every step to the masjid يرفعك بها درجة. He will lift you up 1 degree in Jannah. Another thing, another good news from the Prophet, من غدا إلى المسجد أو راح أعد الله له نزلا في الجنة كلما غدا أو راح. نزلا is like a resort. You come to the masjid, you have one resort. You leave the masjid, you have another resort. So you have two resorts every time you come to the masjid or every time you leave to the masjid. That's beside 27 times. That's beside every khatwa. That's beside you see the brothers and you make salam alaikum to your brothers. The Prophet ﷺ said in another hadith, ما التقى المسلمان وتصافحا إلا حتت ذنوبهما كما يحط ورق الشجر. When I see you, I say Assalamu alaikum, I put my hand in your hand, both of us, our bad deed, our dhunub will fall off as if a tree in the autumn, the leaves of it will fall off. So how many, Jazakallah khair, Barakallah khair. So how many times when you come to the masjid, you say Assalamu alaikum to the brothers? That's another thing. Somebody says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Prophet ﷺ said this is 30. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. 10 hasanat, 10 hasanat, 10 hasanat. You tell him wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, you get 30 hasanat. That's above and beyond the salah. Above and beyond the salah. So how many people you come to the masjid? 10 people, 20 people, you say Assalamu alaikum. This is how many hasanat you get. More than that, you see your brothers in the masjid. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam. How is your kid? Alhamdulillah, good. Barakallahu laka fi zawjika, barakallahu laka fi ahlika, barakallahu laka fi malika, barakallahu laka fi waladika. You get the dua of the Muslimin. Somebody will make dua for you. You lift up your hands and Allah yajik al-khair. Wallahi du'a'ak halu. You see? Somebody will give you an advice. That's another. You sit down after the salah, you said Ayat al-Kursi. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever recite Ayat al-Kursi after the salah, there is no partition between him and Jannah except to die. من قرأ آية الكرسي دبر الصلاة ليس بينه وبين الجنة إلا أن يموت. That means the Jannah is right there. If you die, you will enter it, inshallah. That's another thing. You stand up, you came to the masjid, you make tahiyyatul masjid. That's totally different whole game. The Prophet ﷺ said, listen to that deen, beautiful wallahi. The Prophet ﷺ said, من توضأ فأحسن الوضوء توضأ فأحسن الوضوء ثم صلى ركعتين لا يحدث بهما نفسه غفر الله له ذنوبه. You make wudu, good wudu, and all of us will make good wudu, inshallah. And then you pray 2 rak'ah. You focus on them. You know what you're reciting. You know what you're saying. مقبل على الله. سبحان ربي العظيم. You say it full-heartedly. سبحان ربي الأعلى. خشع لك سمعي وبصري وعظمي ومخي. That's the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, Sahih Muslim. You say that in your sujood. You get up, رب اغفر لي وارحمني وتقبل مني. You recite al-Fatiha 2 rak'ah. Doesn't have to be long. You don't have to read Al-Baqarah or Al-Imran. No, but whatever you read, focus on it. The 2 rak'ah tahiyyat al-masjid غفرت ذنوبه. After the salah, you make 2 rak'ah sunnah غفرت ذنوبه. If you calculate the hasanat by coming to the masjid, it will be 10 of those hasanat, tons. You do it in the home, you don't get all those benefits. You need to weigh. I need to do the best thing I can do. Okay? This is our target. We cannot cover everything. But I can tell you, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the idea. The idea is search. You are a businessman. Search what's going to be heavy in your scale. The salah I'm going to pray. Even though I'm not going to come to the masjid. I'm going to pray home. Okay? Even if you want to pray home, you could make heavy salah or light salah. A guy came to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Ya Rasulullah, what is the most lovable things to Allah? Ya Rasulullah, ma ahabbu al-a'mali ila Allah. What is the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the most? The Prophet ﷺ said, as-salatu ala awwali waqtiha. There's a hadith in Sahih al-Jami' that Imam al-Suyuti had put the word awwal. A lot of the hadiths, they said as-salatu ala waqtiha. So the scholar put all those hadiths together and they said, I'm not going to be able to come to the masjid. I am at work, I am at my clinic, I am at my school, college, or whatever. I'm not going to be able to come to the masjid. I need to pray. So Dhuhr said, Allahu Akbar, get up, make wudu, and pray Dhuhr. You get a lot more if you pray at 1:30 rather than if you pay it at 2:30, or rather than you pay it at 3 o'clock. Still in time. You did not lose the salah. You did not make it out of time. But the closest you pray to the adhan, the more reward you get. The heavier in your scale it will be. You're going to pray anyway. So why delaying the salah? Pray it on time. This is another thing. Think about it. Think about how to invest. Think about my potential. I'm driving my car. I could put Quran to listen to. I could put a song to listen to. I could put nothing. Or I could put, as I'm driving, say Subhanallah wa bihamdih, Subhanallah al-Azim. Subhanallah wa bihamdih, Subhanallah al-Azim. Al-Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, because he loves this hadith the most, and he valued this hadith the most, he ended up Sahih al-Bukhari by this hadith. So if you open Sahih al-Bukhari, the last hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, you find this hadith. أحب الأعمال أحب, كلمتان خفيفتان على اللسان حبيبتان إلى الرحمن ثقيلتان في الميزان سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. This is the last hadith in the Bukhari. Why? The scholar who they searched the Bukhari, they found out, they made a study what the Bukhari started his book with and what the Bukhari ended up his book with. It's a significant point. You see? It is important because your success is right there. Somebody came to the Prophet ﷺ, hadith of Sahih Muslim. He said, Ya Rasulullah, give me advice. Give me advice. I need an advice. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? لا يزال لسانك رطب من ذكر الله. Exert yourself whenever you have a chance. Make istighfar. Hadith in the Prophet ﷺ reported by Tabarani, hadith is authentic, according to the Shaykh al-Albani, Sahiha, Tuba. Again, Tuba, we explained it a little bit earlier. Tuba means hani'an, means congratulations, means good news. Tuba. To whom? لمن وجد في صحيفته استغفارا كثيرا. On the judgment day, you're going to get your book. When you get your book, the Prophet ﷺ said, you will be happy. Somebody will congratulate you. هنيئا لك Good news for you if you find in your sheet, in your book on the judgment day, you find a lot of istighfar. Hadith on Sahih Muslim, عن أنس رضي الله عنه said, كنا نعد في جلوس رسول الله 100 استغفار. Sahih Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ sitting among his Sahaba, his companion, in the masjid. Is he doing nothing? He used to say, أستغفرك ربي وأتوب إليك. أستغفرك ربي وأتوب إليك. They count. The Sahaba, they watch the Prophet ﷺ in every move he's done. He is the most lovable things to them. And this is the way it should be. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من ولده ووالده والناس أجمعين. Sahih Muslim. You're not gonna have iman unless I become to you more lovable to you than your son and your parents and the whole mankind, all the people ajma'in. This is the sign of iman. Okay? So he used to love the Prophet ﷺ so much, they used to watch him. He did this, he said this, he made this. So they used to count how many times he made istighfar. There's two hadith. One said 70 times, he said it. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith of Sahih Muslim also, إِنَّهُ لَيُغَانُ عَلَىٰ قَلْبِي إِنَّهُ لَيُغَانُ عَلَىٰ قَلْبِي فَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ أَكْثَرَ مِنْ 70 مرة. يُغَانُ عَلَىٰ قَلْبِي is a difficult word. Yughan is like what we have right now. We have a cloud covering the city. It's not clear. We don't have very much visibility. We cannot see the sun. What we say in Arabic, that when the cloud is covering everything, ghan, this is the way to the heart. That means something is covering my heart. It's like something is bothering me. You could say, some of the scholars said that. But that's the description that I gave you. They gave a description is like a cloud covering an area. So the visibility is not very much. So the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّهُ Hadith of Sahih Muslim لَيُغَانُ عَلَىٰ قَلْبِي. So how to clear it? فَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ أَكْثَرَ مِنْ 70 مرة. You see? So if the Prophet is doing that, what am I supposed to do? If the Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لِيَغْفِرَ لَكَ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ وَيُتِمُّ نِعْمَتَهُ عَلَيْكَ in Surah Al-Fatih. So if he is the one who has that status, is doing that, what am I supposed to do? No comparison. Okay? So I need to know. So I need to use my time. I could be looking around. Well, I sit back to the example, driving my car, going from here to work, going to home, going shopping, doing whatever. Say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah. Another hadith which is very beautiful, we also said it before, Nuh alayhi salam, when he was dying, he gathered his children. He said, I'm going to give you my advice, my will. Wasiyya, the hadith called Wasiyya to Nuh liwalade. Wasiyya, the father is dying. He want to tell his children the most valuable thing. He's giving, this is the last advice, no more, I'm dying. He said, and the hadith, there's another, the hadith has many riwayat. The hadith is all authentic. And he told them, إِنِّي قَاصٌ عَلَيْكُمُ الْوَصِيَّةِ. I am telling you what my will is. أَمُرْكُمْ بِاثْنَتَيْنِ وَأَنْهَاكُمْ عَنِ اثْنَتَيْنِ. Beautiful hadith. I order you with two things. I prevent you from two things. أَمُرْكُمْ, I ordered you, number one, بِلَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Tawheed. The oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is number one. الأعمال مثقلة الميزان. If you read my note, number one, التوحيد. Without التوحيد, you have nothing. Dhikr, salah, siyam, ibadah, sadaqat, husn khuluq, all of the things that you know about the deen, this is all come after at-tawheed. La ilaha illallah. The scholars said, even though, allow me 3 minutes to deviate a little bit. هذا سكر.
هذا منيح، هذا كثير منيح. إن شاء الله صحتين.
الله يديمك. If you open old book for the scholar, old book, not the new book, they said التوحيد توحيدان. التوحيد is 2 types. توحيد القصد, or they call it التوحيد القصدي. And the second type of التوحيد they call التوحيد الطلبي. توحيد القصد أو القصدي, this part of توحيد is to purify your soul and your heart and your mind to Allah. You're aiming to please Allah. You're aiming to worship Allah. You're aiming to obey Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is your qasd. Why they call Tawheed al-Qasdi? Because you could make mistakes. Because you could make sinful act. Because you could do so many things wrong.
Sheikh, the word qasd, does that mean intentional?
Huh?
The word qasd, does it mean intentional?
Aim. I said it. I translated. Aim. Qasdu.
Okay.
You tell somebody, where's your aim? Where are you going? What is your aim? My aim is to go to Overland Park. Qasdi, to go to Overland Park. Qasd. It's the aim, it's the goal, what you want. They call it Tawheed al-Qasdi. That means it's you set up your mind and your heart toward La ilaha illallah, Tawheed. I want to do what Allah wants me to do. And I'm going to translate it a little bit later to another thing. Stay with me. So at Tawheed al-Qasdi, the scholar said that you are sincerely promising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are devoted to Him, to obey and be sincere, not to associate with Him, no shirk, no riyah. This is at-Tawheed. At-Tawheed al-Talabi, that you should not seek help from anybody except Allah. That's talab. You don't depend on anybody. You don't seek goodness from anybody. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of goodness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of everything. قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Allah asking you that question in the Quran. قُلْ مَنْ يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Allah. You see? So, you know Allah is the creator, Allah is the founder, Allah beholding everything, Allah in control of everything, Allah Malik al-Mulk, the last ayah of Surah Yasin, بِيَدِهِ مَلَكُوتُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. He controls everything, He owns everything. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala owns and control and have and capable of everything, why would you ask somebody else? This is called Tawheed al-Talab. That means you do not put your heart or hang your heart or to anybody but Allah. You need anything? فَإِذَا سَأَلْتَ وصية النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لابن عباس. فإذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. What he's teaching him? توحيد الطلب. All of us we do that. Every day 17 times. When we recite Al-Fatiha, what do we say? إياك نعبد. توحيد القصد. إياك نستعين. توحيد الطلب. You see? So this is what it is. So, back. We don't want to lose each other. So Nuh alayhi salam is teaching his children the advice of التوحيد. عليكم بلا إله إلا الله. Do not deviate. آمركم بلا إله إلا الله. He's giving them another example, an explanation. فلو أن السماوات السبع. نوح عليه السلام in the hadith is telling his children. فلو أن السماوات السبع والأراضين السبع في حلقة لقصمتهن لا إله إلا الله. If the whole universe, the seven skies and the seven earth, they were like a ring, that ring, La ilaha illallah, is stronger than it will break it. It can break it. To know how strong La ilaha illallah. That's not enough. He gave them another example. Nuh alayhi salam in the hadith. He said, لو أن السماوات السبع والأراضين السبع في كفة ولا إله إلا الله في كفة لطاشت بهن لا إله إلا الله. If you can get all the seven skies and the seven earth and put them in one scale of the one side of the scale, and you put La ilaha illallah and the other kaffa, the other side, La ilaha illallah is so heavy that those like will fly up with latashat bihinna La ilaha illallah. He's trying to give this example according to their time, according to their understanding, to his children, to show them how strong is La ilaha illallah. So this is the first one I asked you to do. Nuh alayhi salam is telling him. Maybe most of you forgot why we're bringing the hadith. When I get to that part, I will remind you again, inshallah. So this is the first thing I order you to do. The second thing I order you to do, to say, Subhanallah wa bihamdi. This is the part. Remember we said that the Bukhari ended up his hadith, Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah al-Azim. So this is part of it right here. That's why we brought it. Nuh alayhi salam is telling his children to stay and to say and to practice all the time. Make that dhikr, Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Why, Ya Sayyidina Nuh, sallallahu sallam, barak alayhi wa ala nabina? Why? Because biha tasbihul khalq wa biha yurzaqul khalq. You see? That means everything you see in this earth, everything you see, making tasbih. What the tasbih they make? Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Ayah 44 of Surah Al-Isra, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُ. But you don't understand, you don't know, because they make tasbih according to their creation. كَمَا يَلِيقُ بِخِلْقَتِهِمْ. They make tasbih. Okay? So Subhanallah wa bihamdi is everything you see is making tasbih to Allah. So when you make that tasbih, you are living in harmony with the surrounding around you. You live in harmony. You live with the nature that all of it is saying Subhanallah bihamdi. And on top of this, another thing of this is that biha yurzaqul khalq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you rizq. The more tasbih you do, He will give you rizq. Biha yurzaqul khalq. You want more rizq? Say Subhanallah wa bihamdi. You want more sustenance from Allah? Say Subhanallah wa bihamdi. How many times I do it? Do it as much as you can. So you're driving your car, rather than doing nothing, say Subhanallah wa bihamdi. You will live in harmony with all the nature, and also you will have increase in hasanat. And there's another athar, what can I put it, athar, that in Jannah, the Sahabi is saying, the Sahabi is saying, in Jannah, يتحسر المؤمنون. In Jannah, the mu'minun in Jannah, they feel bad. They feel bad for what? يتحسرون على لحظات أضاعوها في الدنيا لم يذكروا الله فيها. Why? Al-Imam Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahimahullah, when he came to this athar and trying to explain it, he said, من عظم ما يرونه من نعم الله عليهم من مكافآت الله سبحانه وتعالى له, from the reward that they see from Allah. Allah rewarded them so much, they want more. When He rewarded them so much, that I wish I could have done more. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. I work for a company. I'm working part-time. I'm working overtime. At the end of the week when I get my paycheck, I wish I worked more. I wish I spent more hours at the company. Then my paycheck would have been bigger. Yes?
I just want to try to keep things straight in my head, because the class is about particular beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how heavy they are in rankings. So first is La ilaha illallah. Second is not salat, it is the tawheed, it's subhanallah, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, and the adhkar. Is that what you're saying? That's number two?
No. I didn't say that number two.
I know, but that's why I want to get clarification.
I'm saying number one at tawheed.
Alright.
And then I'm saying the second thing is, if you remember, I'm talking about getting advantage of my time. That's what I'm talking about. Take advantage of your time. Do not sit idle. You're driving, make dhikr. Try, rather than to waste that time, make your scale heavy.
So utilization of your time is the second most beloved thing. Proper utilization, that's what you're saying.
I think
Okay. No problem.
I just want to
If
get
that makes you happy, it's okay.
No, I just want to make sure I understand.
I think this is the wasiyah of Noor.
No, I understand. I know exactly where he's going. I just want to add a question in my head, that's all.
The first thing is at-tawheed. If you're going into that order, the second thing is al-ikhlas. Okay? Make all your deeds sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. According to the hadith in Sahih Muslim, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَقْبَلُ مِنَ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَّا مَا خَلَصَ لَهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the hadith Qudsi in Sahih Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, أَنَا أَغْنَى الْأَغْنِيَاءُ عَنِ الشَّرِيكِ من عمل عملا أشرك فيه غيري تركته وشركه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I am the one who does not accept partner. If you do any deed that you incorporate with me another partner, I will leave that deed to you and to your partner. Nothing. In the other hadith reported by Abu Hurairah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the judgment day, He brought the people who they associate partners with Him, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell them, اذهبوا إلى شركائكم. اذهبوا, go to the people who used to associate with me and let them give you benefit. You don't have anything to do with me. You did not pray for me. You prayed for the people to love you, to respect you. You give a class, you give khutbah for people to praise you, to say you are a scholar, you're good. You donated money for people to say, mashallah, he is generous, he is rich. People said it. So he didn't do it for me. Go to those people, and to me you are in hellfire. And the hadith of Sahih Muslim, reported by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, was talking about أول ما تسعر النار. The first thing the nar started with was three group of people. عالم ومجاهد, you know, and the one Kareem, the person who pays for the claim for the cause of Allah, and the one who fight for the cause of Allah, and the one who teach Quran for the cause of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell them, كذبت, كذبت, كذبت. He will tell the alim, تعلمت القرآن وعلمته ليقال عالم. You learned the Quran and you taught the Quran for people to say you are a scholar. And they said it. So take him to Jahannam. The second one, you fought for people to say you are very brave, you're very strong. And people said it, go to Jahannam, go to hellfire. And the third person is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell him, you donated money for people to say you are generous and rich, and they said it, go to Jahannam. Go. So you need to be sincere. We talked about at-tawheed, tawheed al-talab, tawheed al-qasd, tawheed al-talab. I'm trying to introduce you new terminology to the scholar, okay? Because tawheed, as we taught it before, tawheed al-uluhiyyah, tawheed al-rububiyyah, tawheed al-asma'i wa-sifat. Tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in terms of ilah, in terms of Rabb, in terms of names and attributes. This is another version, because this is go along with Al-Fatiha, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. So I needed to introduce that. And this is what was in the mind of Nuh alayhi salam, according to the scholar, when he was teaching his children. Even though Tawheed al-Qasd is to be sincere, but the scholar classify that sincerity, even though in general, you say La ilaha illallah when nobody's around. When time for salah, in your office, in your house, in your wherever you are, you make salah. Nobody is watching you. You're not doing it for anybody. So in that one, you have sincerity, no doubt, right? Why do you pray in your home when there's nobody there? Because you are a Muslim. You believe in La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Okay. But so then why did they make number 2 ikhlas? They made number 2 ikhlas because even though you have the general idea of ikhlas in your mind, but you need to set it in every action. That's why the scholar, they said before you do anything, even though you are a Muslim, even though you said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, even though you make the salawat, even though you make the siyam, you pay the zakah, you do this, but doesn't mean that you should not check yourself on every action. That's why the scholar said, before you do anything, ask yourself 2 questions. Why I am doing this? You need to remind yourself every time, why am I doing this? To please Allah. I'm doing it obeying the order of the Prophet ﷺ. I'm doing this because I don't want to go to hellfire. I'm doing this because I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward me Jannah. Make it in your mind. Teach it to your children. Let them have that clarity in their mind. Okay? So this is, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? I'm doing this to please Allah. Sincerely to Allah. The second question is, how am I going to do it? I'm going to do it according to the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because this deen is closed. The deen is done. You cannot add anything to the deen. You cannot take anything out of the deen. No one, all the scholar, all the sahaba, all the tabi'een, everybody you've heard and you've seen throughout the 1,440 years now, including the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we follow the deen. Allah ordered the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say in the Quran, قُلْ, tell them, say, إِنْ أَتَّبِعُ إِلَّا مَا يُوحَى إِلَيْهِ. إِنْ أَتَّبِعُ إِلَّا مَا يُوحَى إِلَيْهِ. This is the status of the Prophet, to follow the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The deen is complete. I cannot add, I cannot take anything out. Innovation is dalal. وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلُّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. We don't have anything called bid'ah hasana, like those people who they come on YouTube or wherever they come on and they said bid'ah hasana, bid'ah sayyah. Those people are violating the hadith of the Prophet. The Prophet ﷺ, you speak Arabic clear. وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. Now I tell the Prophet, no, you made a mistake, Ya Rasulullah. Not كُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. There is bid'ah hasana, there is bid'ah sayyah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. No bid'ah hasana. وَكُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. What does al-bid'ah? Innovation in the deen. Innovation in the deen. You cannot add anything. You cannot generate ibadah. You cannot generate dhikr. You cannot generate this. You cannot. Because the deen is complete. The deen is complete. You need to follow. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh, when he went to the group of people of Iraq, and they said, we're leaving. They came from Iraq to Medina. They sat down with the Sahaba. Ibn Mas'ud was one of the knowledgeable people. من العلماء الأربعة, العبادلة الأربعة, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, one of them. They said, give us advice. We're leaving. We want to hear from you the last thing. What's the last thing we should keep in our brain when we're living? What he told them? اتبعوا ولا تبتدعوا فقد كفيتم. The riwayah in the Bukhari. اتبعوا, follow the order of the Prophet ﷺ, follow the order of Allah. Do not make innovation. ولا تبتدعوا. كفيتم. We're done. All what we have to do is to follow up. Okay? So that's why, whenever I want to do something, I want to think about two questions. Why I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it. I'm doing it sincerely for Allah. I'm doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward me. This is not my saying. This is the order of the Prophet. What does the Prophet ﷺ say? Hadith Sahih Muslim al-Bukhari, muttafaq alayh. Man sama Ramadana إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. طيب, what's this has to do with this? What this has to do with this? احتسابا. What does احتسابا mean? How do I understand احتسابا? احتسابا mean يا ربي, I am gonna fast Ramadan إيمانا, believing in your order, believing in the way the Prophet ﷺ showed us how to fast. Following the Prophet ﷺ in the way to fast. Obeying your order and the order of the Prophet ﷺ. Imana. I believe in what you told us. I believe in what you said in the book. I believe in what the Prophet ﷺ have said. Ihtisaban, Ya Rab. I'm making it for you to reward me in the Jannah. For you to reward me in the hereafter. For you to forgive me. This is ihtisaban. احتسب لي ذاك عندك. Hide it for me, keep it for me, protect it for me, reserve it for me. I want you to reward me for that on the judgment day. This is ihtisaban. من قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا. Same thing. I believe in Laylat al-Qadr because you said it. The Prophet ﷺ told me what to do. I believe in that. I'm doing that ihtisaban, for you to reward me. Okay? So we need to do that. So the scholars said, number one, even though we said the tawheed, number two, we said al-ikhlas. What al-ikhlas? That means in every action I need to do, I need to set my intention correctly. That will be number one. Number three is to increase, to do as much as I can from al-ibadat wa ta'at. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the hadith Qudsi, ما زال عبدي يتقرب إلي بالنوافل حتى أحبه. I want Allah to love me. So the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما زال عبدي, he keeps coming close to me with the nawafil. Extra siyam, extra salah, extra sadaqah, extra dhikr, extra of everything. For what? For me to love him. حتى أحب. فإن أحببته. When I love him, you got all kind of goodness. كنت سمعه الذي يبصر به وأذنه التي يسمع بها ويده التي يبطش بها ورجله التي يمشي بها. Allah is with you. Allah is protecting you. Allah is guiding you. Allah is with you. Tawfiq min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I need to do extra. The scholars said when you do extra, that means the essential part of al-furud already be protected. So we could go into this. You have right now the idea. Look for the thing that will be heavy in your scale and doing it. Do not waste your time. Look for the things that they are most lovable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make good deed that will generate for you hasanat, whether you are alive, sick, asleep, or dead. You have that investment going. Stop the bleeding of your good deed. Don't say something bad. Don't do something bad. Do not spread rumors. Do not make backbiting. Do not curse. Do not cuss. Do not this. Do not that. And every action, the scholar said, and Imam al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, if you're looking for the good things, if you're looking for the heavy thing, you could find it in every action, in every time of your life. Somebody came to you, an example. Somebody came to you and told you something is not beautiful. You get mad. Somebody cursed you. What could you do? You could beat him up. You're strong. You could cuss him back. You could. Those are options. You could get 2 or 3 people, pay them money to go beat them up. You could do a lot of things. What is the most benefit thing? وَالْقَاضِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. The best thing is to control yourself. Forgive him. There is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, believe it or not, is authentic. It's very authentic, no doubt, according to Shaykh Nasruddin Albani rahimahullah, said the hadith is authentic, no doubt. The hadith is so beautiful, you think it's not good, because it is so beautiful. The Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ كَظَمَ غَيْظَهُ وَهُوَ قَادِرٌ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يُنْفِذَهُ خَيَّرَهُ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى on the judgment day بِأَيِّ حُورِ الْعِينِ شَاءَ. Believe it or not. He said the person who can control himself when he is mad, when he is boiling, somebody really made him mad, and he can revenge. You see, من كظم غيظه وهو قادر على أن ينفذ. He can beat him up. He can put him down. He can revenge from him. But he decided not to. Because he wants the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the judgment day will bring him and said, here's the Qur'an. You choose whatever you want. So this is the idea. In every action, somebody deal with you wrong, you can forgive him. You can deal with him. Find what is most profitable to you and use it. This is the idea I told you about. Jazakumullah khair for attending. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it in your good deed. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us. اللهم اغفر لنا وللمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا ربنا سميع قريب مجيب للدعوات. ربنا تقبل منا وتب علينا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك ولا تجعلنا يا مولانا من الغافلين عن ذكرك ولا عن طاعتك وتب علينا واغفر لنا وارحمنا وتقبل منا وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. You have a question?
Yeah.
Earlier you said
About Subhanallah wa hamdi Subhanallah al-Azim. I don't know if it's a different hadith or the same hadith. In Azkar al-Sabah and Azkar al-Masa, you say 100 times Subhanallah wa bihamdi, but he didn't say Subhanallah al-Azim. It's طبعا Subhanallah wa bihamdi. So
it's different hadith.
It's two different hadith.
It's two different hadith.
So if I said it in Azkar al-Sabah and in Azkar al-Masa,
No.
it's okay, or I have to stick with
No,
that?
no, it's okay. Because there's another hadith. من قال سبحان الله وبحمده 100 مرة غفرت ذنوبه وإن كان مثل زبد البحر. تمام؟ The hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari, the one says سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم, the both of them. So each hadith came with this, hadith came with that one. But no ta'arud, there's no contradiction of that one. Also, there is one by itself. Hadith in Sahih Muslim. where the Prophet ﷺ said, beautiful hadith, we made khutbah Jum'ah on it. الطهور شطر الإيمان والحمد لله تملأ الميزان ولا إله إلا الله تملأ ما بين السماء والأرض. You see? So say Alhamdulillah. Now another thing is always trying to find out what is more benefit to you. I can say Alhamdulillah. I can say Alhamdulillah. But the Prophet ﷺ told me if I say Alhamdulillah عدد خلقي, it's a lot more. Subhanallah عدد خلقي, more. Subhanallah midad kalimati, more. Subhanallah zinat arshi, more. Subhanallah rida nafsi, more. So you could say Alhamdulillah, 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 that's good. You can say Subhanallah bihamdi, that's good. But how about if we say Subhanallah bihamdi adada khalqi, Subhanallah bihamdi zinata arshi, Subhanallah, he told Juwayriya, his wife, the Prophet ﷺ, لا يضرك بأيهن بدأتي. Hadith في Sahih Muslim. You see? The Prophet ﷺ said, لقد قلت بعدك أربع كلمات تعدل ما فعلت. The Prophet ﷺ, he was sleeping with her, her night, and then Fajr prayer, he went to the masjid. He stayed there until he prayed duha, talked with the Sahaba and everything. He came back home. Juwayriya radiallahu anha. He said, what did you do? She said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm sitting the way you left me. I made my salah and I'm making my tasbih. The Prophet ﷺ said, I made after you 4 words. أربع كلمات 3 مرات. سبحان الله بحمده عدد خلقه. سبحان الله بحمده بداد كلمات. سبحان الله بحمده زينة عرشه. سبحان الله بحمده رضا نفسه. 3 times, repeated 3 times. And Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Those how long they take? 3 minutes. تعدل ما فعلت. They will equal everything that you have done from the Fajr time until now. So this is heavy in the scale. Need to look for these things. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. عدد خلقه رضا نفسه زين عرشه لا كلمات. Try to do these things. Okay? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. This dua. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. You say it after dhikr. You say it after reciting Quran. You say it after wudu. You say it kafaratul majlis. When we leave the majlis, okay? You say it after the salah. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? فَإِنَّهَا تُوضَعُ فِي رَقٍّ وَتُخْتَمُ بِطَابَعٍ فَلَا تُفْتَحُ إِلَّا يَوْمُ القيامة. تمام؟ سبحانك اللهم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خيرا.